Good morning, friends. This is Gigi here for some yoga this happy day. I just threw in a half moon pose, a balance pose. So you might want to grab a block or have a chair handy for when we do that pose. And we are going to get rocking and rolling. So let's have some fun. All right. So we're going to start on our backs and do a little centering and breathing. So go ahead and find your mat and lie back in a comfortable position. So I like to have my knees bent and my feet grounded, but some people like to have their legs all the way out long and extended for this part of our practice. So pick the one that serves your body. And let's just take a few moments to settle into our practice. Ground ourselves to Mother Earth. Open ourselves to Father Sky. And then here we are right in between, finding the present moment. Uniting with our breath, our life force. Opening our hearts to both give and receive. Let the breath guide you into your body. And throughout our practice, remember to listen to your body. Never go into any kind of pain. Sure, you might feel a good stretch, but never force any of the asanas, the yoga postures. So we're going to start adding a tiny bit of movement to our breath. We'll attach the two, and it's called arch and flatten. And it happens in the lumbar spine, the lowest part of your back. So what I'll have you do is, as you take your in-breath, start to press your tailbone into the earth and let your lower back lift into a bit of an arch, not too high. And then as you exhale, we'll go the opposite way and we'll press our low back down into the mat. Again, on the inhale, we roll up, arching the low back, pressing your tailbone into the mat. And then on the exhale, we flatten the low back and you might feel your tailbone lift up a little bit. So we'll inhale, come back into an arch, and exhale, flatten. Each breath in, you find that small gap between your mat and the low back. And each exhale, it's like you're making an imprint with your back in the earth. Inhale, arch, and exhale, flatten. Now let's just inhale to what feels like neutral for you. And we're going to add some arms to our arch and flatten. So here's how it'll go. Arms are in rather close. As you inhale and arch your low back, we'll take our arms up and overhead. And then as we exhale and return our arms, we'll flatten our low back. So inhale, coming into arch, and then exhale, returning to flatten. Each inhale, arms go over. Each exhale, flatten and return. Again, inhale with your arch. And exhale, flatten. One more time. Inhale, here comes our arch. And exhale, flatten. And then leave the arms and just let your low back come into neutral. So it should be somewhere between the arch and the flatten where you have just a small curve in that low back. All right. How about we bring our knees up toward our heart center and just rock ourselves out a little bit? The next practice, you're going to have to put your brain on just a little bit for. So we're going to go ahead and plant the feet, and we're going to keep the knees bent. So what I'd like you to do is start to extend your right leg up and your left arm over, and then roll your head to the right. So whatever leg is up, that's the way your head's going to go. Now we'll exhale and everything's coming back home. All right, so we're going to inhale the left leg up, the right arm over, and the head turns left with the leg that's up. Exhale, bringing it all home again. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Remember, head is going right. Exhale, return. Inhale, left leg, right arm, head rolling left. Exhale, bring it home. Couple more times. Right leg, breathe in, left arm over, head is right, and breathe out. Here comes our last one. Inhale, left leg, right arm, and head is left. And exhale, we're bringing it back home. Let's bring knees back up to the heart again and go ahead, do a little bit of rocking again. And then rolling to whatever side serves you and mindfully bringing yourself up. And we're going to meet in table. So today we're going to do a variation of the cow-cat pose. And here's how it's going to go. On an exhale, bring the right knee toward your chest and round and tuck, kind of like the cat. Then on the inhale, take that leg behind you, kind of like cow, arch your back, look forward. On the out breath, bring the knee to the chest, round and tuck. On the inhale, right leg behind and up, arching the back. Exhale, bring it in again. Tuck the navel, tuck the head, tuck the tail. And inhale, open and arch. Now on the next exhale, let's bring that right leg up between the hands. And we have just found our lunge pose. Now, while we're here in this lunge, you might want to play with just kind of lifting and lowering that back knee a little bit, waking things up back there. Now from here, we're going to go to plank. Now I like to come to my knees for plank, but you can do whatever you like. We're going to lower to the earth on our out breath. And then we're going to rise with our in breath into cobra. Let's exhale all the way through table and into our first down doggy. Go ahead and walk it out by pedaling the feet, alternating, maybe pressing one heel and lifting the other. Then from our down dog, we're returning to table, and we're going to take a brief pose of the child, Balasana. Inhale, let's come back to table, and we'll proceed with that variation of the cow cat with our left leg. So on our exhale, we'll bring the left knee toward the chest, round and tuck like your cat. Then on the inhale, reach that leg behind, look forward, find that back bend. Exhale, here we go again, knee toward chest, cat pose. And inhale, open it up for cow. Exhale, coming in. Inhale to the top. This time, let's take it all the way through for lunge on our second side. Again, you can stay with a low knee, a high knee, or if you want, you can kind of go back and forth, lifting and lowering. Now, from here, we're going to go to plank again. Decide if you're going to stay high or drop low, and breathe out to the earth. Breathe in, Bhujangasana. Breathe out, down doggy. I'm going to keep pedaling mine out. From here, we'll walk our feet up to our hands, coming into forward fold. Make sure you're hinging your hips and bending your knees. On an inhale, rise up to a half fold. And on the exhale, bring it back down. We're going to root through our feet. Inhale, start to rise up, reach up to the sky. On your exhale, bring it to your heart. Inhale, upward arms and hands. On the exhale, we're going to bring our hands to our low back. On the inhale, we're going to open into a bit of a standing back bend. On the exhale, we're coming all the way back down to forward fold. On the inhale, we'll rise to a half fold. And on the exhale, back down. Let's take our right leg back for lunge. And how about we lower the back knee and then start to bring ourselves up into the tall lunge. So our shoulders are over our hips and our front knee is over the ankle. Having a little issue here with headphone microphone. All right. So we're going to add a little bit of breath and movement here. On an inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge and fold and sweep the arms back. Engage your core. Inhale, take it up to the sky again. On the exhale, again, hinge and fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, let's hinge, fold, and stay. So your spine is nice and long. The hands and arms are reaching back. With an in-breath, engage and come to the top again. Let those hands unite. And with your out-breath, land at your heart. Let's let our hands come down and frame that front foot. And we'll step the left leg back for a plank. Again, choose if you like your knees up or down, and exhale to the mat. Inhale, rise and shine, cobra. Exhale, down doggy. Once again, we're going to walk those feet up to the hands, forward bend. On an inhale, let's rise to half. And on the exhale, back down. Inhale, root and rise. And exhale, find your heart. Tadasana. Inhale, up to the sky. On the exhale, find the low back again with those hands. Get ready for another back bend here. Inhale, open things up. And exhale, slide down into your forward fold. Inhale again up to that half. And exhale, back to the earth. Let's take the left leg back for lunge this time and lower that knee. And we're coming up to the tall lunge. We'll do our sweeping and folding once again. So on an in-breath, we'll reach up to the top. On the out-breath, we'll hinge and sweep. Inhale, engage your core, take it back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to the top. And exhale. Let's hold this one. Nice long spine. Engage your core. Inhale, draw it up to the sky. Let your hands unite. And exhale to your heart. Let's let our hands come down and frame that front foot again. And the right leg steps back for plank. Choose your position and let's take it to the earth. Inhale, cobra, shoulders dropping down from the ears. Exhale, downward doggy. Let's travel up, forward bend. Root through your feet. Inhale, start to rise all the way up. And exhale, land at your heart. All right, let's release our hands and arms. We're going to start moving into some standing poses now. And we are going to start with warrior one, evolving into humble warrior. So we'll start by walking our left leg back 2 or 3 steps. And we're going to keep our shoulders over our hips, and we're going to square off to the front. So warrior one is not a pose where we're opening that hip. We're doing our best to square off to the front. So let's inhale and come into the warrior one, bending the front knee. And we're going to use that sweep through again like we just did in our low lunge on the earth. So we're going to exhale, hinge from our hips, fold, and sweep through, keeping the front knee bent. There's our humble warrior. On the inhale, engage the core again. Straighten the front leg on the way up. Exhale, start to bend the knee, start to sweep the arms, and fold forward again. Inhale, use your center to draw yourself up. Exhale. Here comes one more humble warrior. Let's stay and breathe. Now, draw your hips back. Keep your spine long. Keep your head and neck in line with your spine. And smile. On an inhale, we're going to come all the way up again. And then on the exhale, just release your arms. Let's rotate the left leg open now. So our shoulders and hips are still stacked, but we're facing our long edge at a diagonal. So this is the point where we're going to be getting ready in a minute for that balancing half moon. So I forgot to have you get your block or chair ready, but you'd want it up at the top of your mat. So if you need to grab that, go ahead. And then we'll come in to our warrior two. So some folks can just reach the floor for their warrior two into balancing half moon, but some people like to land their hand on a chair or a block. So you can play with it. And if this pose doesn't serve you, then just hang out in warrior two. So to come into balancing half moon, we start to bring the energy forward into the front leg. We place the hand on our chair or block. Then we kind of rotate our bodies open. Now, if you're comfortable, you could take the top arm up. Nice. Some folks like to look down. They find their balance is better when they're looking down. Now let's slowly start to make our way back. And we're going to open and face the long edge all the way now, toes turning out a little bit. How'd that balancing half moon go? You'll get another chance on the other end. So why don't we, if we're using a block or a chair, just go ahead and get that ready. So we're going to do the star pose next. So we're going to open our arms up so we sort of look like a star. We're going to take our right hand, we're going to hinge and fold and reach down toward the left foot. Now rotate, look back behind you. Then with an in-breath, engage your core. Come back up to the star. Now we'll take our left hand, we'll rotate down and across. The other arm reaches behind as you look back. And then inhale, again back up to the star. Exhale, let the arms float down and the hands find the hip. All right, let's move into a wide-legged fold here. So as you're ready, exhale, and again, hinge from those hips. Go ahead, bend your knees. Now, this is another pose where you could use a block. You could just kind of rest your elbows above your knees on your thighs. Or some of you might take it down, hands to the floor. But remember, this is your practice and you're doing what is serving you in this moment. We're going to take this wide-legged fold and we're going to rotate back into a front-facing lunge pose. From lunge, we're going to move into the table. And our next pose is balancing side plank. So you might want to walk up toward the corner of your mat. And then what we'll do is extend the front leg back. Your hand is right under your shoulder. And we're lining this pose up on the edge of the mat. The back foot has turned so it's parallel with the short edge of your mat, and the hand has come up to the hip. Now, from here, if you like, take the top arm up and maybe turn your head. So this is a modification of the balancing side plank, but we're going to keep it modified because today we're going to play with lifting the back leg. So what this now turned into, I call it a baby balancing half moon. Let's start to bring that down. Rotate back over to your table. Sit back for pose of the child. Inhale back up to the table. And exhale, here comes downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here in your down dog. And then let your feet walk you up to your hands, forward bend. Inhale, root through the feet and rise up. Exhale, land at your hearts. So we're going to go through those standing poses again. I'm going to shift down to this end so that when I open up, I'm facing the camera. So I'm coming on down and we're in our Tadasana, our mountain pose. We're going to start by walking the right leg back. If you switched with me, you might have just so that you can see your video. And we're setting up for warrior one. Our shoulders and hips are squared to the front, but remember we're turning this warrior one into our humble warrior. You might have your blocker chair ready for that balancing half moon. Let's inhale, bend into the front knee, reach for the sky. Here's that brief warrior one. Now as you exhale, keep the knee bent, sweep through, nice long spine, half fold. Engage your core. Inhale, take it back to the top. Exhale, let's come into that humble again. And inhale up. We've got one more. Exhale, fold. And the humble warrior helps us remember our humility, being humble, being grateful, being kind. Let's inhale, take it all the way to the top. And on the exhale again, let the arms just release. We're going to change the foundation by opening the hip. And we're getting ready to try that balancing half moon. Its Sanskrit name is Ardha Chandrasana. Kind of a fun one to say. Let's start by coming into our warrior two. And then maybe you've got that block or that chair ready for yourself. Visualize yourself in that pose. And then slowly start to bring the weight and energy forward. Lifting that back leg and then rotating things open. So that hip and shoulder rolled open. If you like, bringing the arm up. Now, like I mentioned on the first one, sometimes it's easier with this pose to look down or maybe to look front. Or last option is forward. The standing leg should have a little bend in it. And then how we start to make our way back and we face the long edge again. I'm glad I didn't topple over because I've got a candle down there. All right, we're going to do that star by bringing the arms up. And we'll take whatever side you like. I'm going to take a right hand over toward left foot. Now I'm rotating. That back arm reaches back and I look back. Oh yeah, that one feels pretty nice. Engage your core, rotate, come back up to be a star. Let's go the other way. Hinge, fold, rotate. Make sure you're looking back. And engage and go ahead. Come on, back up. Exhale, hands to the hips. How about another wide-legged fold? So let's hinge here and find whatever wide-legged fold is serving you in this moment. So when I finish this practice today, my mom is coming for a visit. She lives about an hour away. And my grandson is coming as well, and he's going to be 5 in May. So we're going to have a great time just playing. Playing is important even as adults. All right, we're going to rotate again to face the short edge and come into lunge. From lunge, we'll make our way to that table. Now we're going to do the balancing side plank again and add that baby half moon. So make sure that you're doing the opposite side. I'm going to walk up toward the top corner just so that when I extend my leg, I can stay on my mat. So I'm going to take the leg that's in front and reach it back as I plant the foot. It's parallel with the short edge. I'm lined up on that long edge of my mat as I begin to open the pose up, hand to hip. And then if you like, arm up. So remember, you should be on the opposite side from the first one. If you'd like to rotate the head up, go ahead. And then if you want to play with that baby half moon, you could lift the leg and breathe. I was noticing that last night, we are at full moon right now outside. Let's slowly start to bring that back. We'll rotate over to our table. And once again, let's draw the hips back and take a brief rest here in pose of the child. Let's rise back up into table. And we're going to do a little bit of rotating here now. We're moving in to the release section of our practice. So let's extend our right leg back nice and long. Now we're going to rotate that leg to the front and look front. The leg is long. Then we're going to rotate it back and cross over the other leg and look that direction, keeping the leg long. Let's try it again. Inhale, sweep to the look. Exhale, sweep to the back, look. Inhale, front one more time. And exhale back. Inhale just straight behind you. And exhale, bring it in. And again, sit back, child pose. Go ahead, bring it back up to table. Let's try the second side. So we'll take our left leg and lengthen it back long and straight. On our inhale, we'll sweep it to the left, look that way. On the exhale, take it back behind and look the opposite way. Inhale, sweep left. And exhale, switch. Inhale, last one. And exhale. Inhale, legs straight behind. Exhale, knee comes in, and we get to sit back for our last pose of the child of this practice. Let's slowly rise up and have a seat on our seats. Let's bring the right leg on the inside and the left on the outside. Now, some people like to prop their sitting bones up on their blanket. So if you're one of those people, go ahead and grab your blanket. We're going to do a little more rotating, arms at the sides. Let's inhale up to the sky. And then as you exhale, rotate to the right. Let right arm or one arm be in front and one arm be in back. Inhale all the way back up to the top, switch sides. Exhale, rotate, dropping the arms one front, one back. Inhale, meet at center. Exhale, rotate right. Inhale, we're back at center. Exhale, rotating left. Inhale up, we'll go to each side one more time. Exhale to your right. Inhale up. Exhale to your left. And inhale up, hands unite. Exhale to your heart. Let's release that and switch our legs. So now the left is on the inside and the right is on the outside. It's nice to switch it up because usually we always sit one way. This is my awkward way where my right leg doesn't like to just gently go down and in. It kind of wants to hang out. Let's do a little lateral next. We'll inhale our right arm up and then we'll exhale, come over, and we'll hang with it a little bit. So keep breathing. And if you like, you can kind of rotate your head to look up into that inside of your right elbow. Now let's make sure we're grounding through our right buttocks so that we're not tipping our right buttocks off the floor. Slowly let that go. And we'll switch. Inhale, bringing that left arm over, and then exhale, bring it over. Grounding through your left buttocks. And if you like turning the head, go ahead. But if it's uncomfortable, just listen to that. Be where you need to be. Let's release. The last thing we'll do here in this seated Sukhasana pose is hinge from our hips, but ground through your sits bones back behind you. Reach forward and just bow gently toward the earth. Let your spine be soft like a rag doll, but keep letting your sit bones drop down into the earth. And breathe. It looks like a sunshiny day here in Wisconsin. and it feels like spring has arrived early. But sometimes Mother Nature can fool us, right? Go ahead, come on up. Take your legs out of Sukhasana and just kind of shake them out a little bit. All right, from here we're going to come onto our back. We're getting close to the end of our practice. We're going to do one more set of releases. So let's come on to our backs. Knees are bent, feet are grounded. So I think before our last practice, which I call rock the boat, we'll do a bridge pose because my body is kind of asking for one. So maybe yours is too. Let's root through our feet and inhale, rise up. And then on the exhale, go ahead, take it down. We'll do a couple more. Inhale, rising, rooting and rising. Exhale, release. Inhale, last bridge. Let's hold it up for a bit. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. Sometimes it's a nice stretch for the psoas muscle, the front of the hips here, and those quadriceps. Let's exhale and lower. Bring those knees to the chest and rock it out a bit. And speaking of rocking, we're going to move into our rock the boat. So let's keep our right knee held in. Plant your left foot. Now, what we're going to do is let our right hand and arm draw the right leg open to the right, and we're going to turn our head to the left. Then we're going to bring that leg back to center. The left hand will grab the leg. Now we're going to take that leg over and across, and we're going to look to the right, the opposite way that the leg is going. That's why I call it rock the boat. Come back into the center. Now the right hand opens the right leg, the head rolls left, and the left arm is open on the left side. Come back through the center, grab the knee, draw it across, right arm is long as you look to the right. Come back through the center. Let's open the right leg right, look to the left. And then bringing it through, big exhale as it comes across, head is right and will stay. Do your best to surrender into this release pose and breathe. Bring your head back first, and then let's go ahead, bring that leg back and hug it into your chest. Maybe even rotate that ankle around a little bit. Go both ways. And then let's plant the right foot and we'll rock the boat on the other side. So we'll bring the left leg in. We're going to hold on to the left knee with the left hand and just let the right arm be open to the earth on the right. So we'll start by letting the left leg open left like a half butterfly and letting your head go right. Bring that leg back to center. Your right hand grabs it and takes it across the body. The left arm opens as the head is left. Let's come back to center. The left hand finds the leg and opens it. The head rolls right. So we're just using our hands and arms to guide that leg. Let's come back to center. Find the knee. Gently take it over. Adjustment. Come on back through. Let's open the leg to the left and the head goes right. And then one more time to the center, taking the leg across, the head is left. Bring the head to neutral. Bring that knee to the chest, hug it in, and let's circle that ankle. Go the other way. Bring the other knee up to join in, knees to chest, Apanasana. Hold on to your knees, and we'll finish up drawing some knees up on some circles up on the ceiling with our knees. And let's go the other way. One more hug into your heart, honoring yourself with love and kindness. And then planting one foot at a time. We'll do a real short Shavasana session. So if you'd like to grab a blanket, find whatever position is going to serve you, and we'll settle in for a bit of breath and relaxation to close our practice. So feel the backside of your body grounding you to the earth again. And allow the front side to open to the sky. Let your heart open to give and receive. We all need to open our hearts more and find loving compassion for all people and beings. Feel your shoulders rolling back and down. Let your jaw release. Soften your face. Begin to sense and feel your breath rising and falling. And during this Shavasana, how about we think of all of the things that we like about spring? So we can kind of start getting excited about the change of seasons. And just let those thoughts of spring drift through your mind. Maybe they'll make you smile while you're here in Shavasana. I love hearing the birds sing in the morning again with open windows. I love my first cup of coffee out on the deck in the sunshine. I love hanging my bed sheets out on the clothesline to dry because they smell so sweet when I bring them in and put them on my bed. I like getting my mud boots out and going for walks and letting myself get muddy. I wonder if any of those were also some of your favorite things about spring. You can always send me an email and let me know what your favorite things are. Message me on Moxie or go to Facebook. Let's wiggle our toes and fingers, start to come back from this lovely Shavasana. You might like to bring those knees back in toward your heart. Give yourself a little rocking gently. And then perhaps start to come to your side. Maybe rest there. And then as you're ready, we'll start to make our way up to a seated position. And then if you like, you can bring your hands to your heart center, maybe bow your head. So probably my most favorite thing about spring is everything coming back to life again. It's a time of rebirth. And I think our world really needs a rebirth right now, where we focus on loving all people and beings unconditionally. We all have our stories, we all have our lives, but when it comes right down to it, we'd all like to have less suffering and more joy. So why don't you go out and be a seed of joy with your thoughts and your actions as you interact with other people and beings? Sending love and compassion to you and gratitude for sharing this practice with me. Namaste. I blow you kisses. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.